Cutters, Degrassi, Unpopular Opinions. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diving. Welcome you to another Degrassi Unpopular Opinion. And this is based off of a Reddit post by somebody who did this 2 weeks ago. And for context, it's being taped on May 23rd, 2022. So, this person, Apartment Pelican, said that they didn't know what the rubber room was in Degrassi. Normally, I give you context first, but I'm going to read the comments. Rachel Violetta, you'll hear about her in a few other videos, said it wasn't a remedial class. It was a class for kids who seemed quote unquote troubled, and most of the rubber room kids turned out to be smart anyway, with the possible exception of Sig. I don't recall going to a school that had anything like this, so it was weird to me. But I know some schools have a class for kids with emotional and not academic needs. It was weird that Maya was sent there solely for the Zoe song, when Zoe had done so much worse and never got sent there, but they needed Maya to go to the rubber room for plot lines with Sig. Okay, so alternate score and all that. The Degrassi Wiki said students stuck in the remedial room, nicknamed the rubber room by Degrassi students, are thought to be troubled by the Degrassi staff. Maya was there. Grace, they didn't know was there. And all that. But a lot of people will say that the Degrassi Wiki calls it a remedial room, but it should have been a resource room, more so than that. I think that's right. I think that's the point. But the point about this Degrassi Unpopular Opinion is, did we really need the rubber room for any reason? It's kind of like with me saying, did we need the bus crash? Did we need, well, the bus crash in next class? Did we need the Saturday morning detention stuff in season 3 of Next Gen? And the answer is yes to both. I mean, it poses the thing. It's like they wanted Maya to have storylines with Sig. But the thing is, Maya was with Miles. So, like, you know, something seems fishy. So, anyway, it wasn't necessary. And I say, not completely necessary. I don't think they really needed it. But here's the thing. So, why Maya ended up in the rubber room was because Zoe had basically tormented Maya with cyberbullying and all that. Maya writes a song about Zoe and gets thrown into suspension. And after suspension, Snake decides to throw her into the rubber room and all that. And she's unhappy with it. Who would be happy with it? Especially with the fact that Zoe never got punished for her roles in hurting Maya, which led to Maya to retaliate. But I think a lot of people are along the line that retaliation is worse than the thing that started it. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And this is part of the latter category. The fact of the matter is that, Simpson put her in rubber room basically for the end of the year, for the whole year. And, I think this was the season in which he said that Maya shouldn't attend Degrassi because of all the drama. I think. I don't remember. Didn't really watch season 13. But yeah, when I kind of watched it, I'm like, why is Maya being punished by putting her in the rubber room? Zoe did much worse stuff. She didn't get punished at all. Well, it's the simple fact, guys, that, Zoe's an actress. Zoe's mom has clout, and the clout scared Simpson off. Simpson is a decent principal when he wants to be, but the problem with Simpson is that he basically cowers too much. He cowered to Audra Torres because, Audra had a hatred of Snake because of how her sons, like Drew and Adam, were treated at Degrassi, and I think she just wanted to get rid of Simpson. Had to spite Simpson, and Simpson had to grovel to keep his job. And then, he was at the mercy of Zoe's mom because, Zoe's a celebrity. And when this gets out in the papers, Degrassi will be under scrutiny. And Simpson basically decided to punish Maya. I think that Zoe's mom got in Snake's head, and Snake kept Zoe from being punished and all that. Snake didn't have any opportunities to punish Zoe for Degrassi nudes because he was eliminated following Degrassi nudes. But it was brought back in because he had nothing to do with it. His ignorance actually worked out. And then, of course, it's the Hollingsworth. It's Mayor Hollingsworth. Once Mayor Hollingsworth happens, Simpson, I think, grovels to his kids. I mean, he should have thrown Frankie, Maya, and the Frankie, Hunter, and Miles out for their problems. Miles for starting that fire that caused the issue in season 14. Frankie for a racist poster, and Hunter for his bringing a gun to the school. Now, I had previously stated that Hunter bringing a gun to the school and was prevented by Miles, but then Simpson found out about it and talked about Rick Murray. However, I was told that was wrong because Hunter bringing a gun to the school, Miles knew, Miles prevented it, and no one knew except for Hunter, Miles, and the family. And they put him in a rehab thing, and then he came back to the school. It's like, why were the 3 kids brought back? Maybe because Simpson was scared of Hollingsworth and had to grovel. That's the problem with Simpson. I think Simpson putting Maya in the rubber room was just groveling to Zoe's mom because he wants to keep his job. A lot of problems are with Simpson. He's a decent principal, but when he can be draconian. He can, punish students for tiny mistakes. Is that really Simpson, or is that just basically the school board pushing him? Because you got to remember, a lot of school boards do work on antiquated policies. And I feel that the school board in Degrassi actually were a little too old fashioned for the time being. That could be potentially why they kept Radich around after season 4 instead of just firing him. Because, they figured that, well, Radich was following orders, and the school board would probably have been caught in the crossfire. Maybe Radich would have destroyed them. So that's why they had to reassign him instead of fire him. It was an old boys network, in fact. But yeah, Simpson to me seems to be a good principal, but a bad principal at others. So he's just, I don't want to say a specific word, and it's not the R word, because there are probably people out there who suffer from this issue. And I don't want to. Oh no, bipolar. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, bipolar. I guess I can say it in that context and not the other word. But anyway, yeah, bipolar with his principalship and all that. But I mean, the school board kind of has to be blamed for making principals grovel and all that. I think Radich groveled a lot, had to grovel a lot. And in a future Degrassi Unpopular Opinion, I'll talk about that later. And note the name Rachel Violetta. As is, Maya was just off of season 12 in which she had Cam kill himself and Maya having issues. And I thought season 13 was when Maya was being promiscuous and then finally blasted everyone by saying that I had to forget Cam. He broke up by killing him. He broke up with me by killing himself, and I'll never be happy again. I know that was season 12. Oh, that was 13, but I guess not. So yeah. Well, you got the Maya State dynamic, but I mean, Maya wanted to be with Miles and was upset when Miles was with Zoe. I mean, Zoe hurt Maya earlier in the season. I can't blame Maya for being over anxious and all that. Overreactionary. But, Zoe and Maya do make up at the end of season 13, saying that Miles was the bitch that ruined it in the first place. Maya had her own problems in season 13 with Tristan, because Tristan was upset that Maya wanted to hurt Tristan's relationship with Yates. But it's a teacher-student relationship that was illegal and all that. Maya was trying to help. Tristan was being a bitch. And then Tristan forced Maya to apologize to him, even though that he was the bad guy in the first place. The simple fact is that Maya got harassed and all that. And basically they were trying to make Maya into Emma. I did a previous CDUO about the fact that, Maya was Emma 2.0, which I said could not be true because Maya's overprotectionist was because Cam killed himself and she had mental problems due to that. And Emma was just putting her nose into other people's business was just her own personality. And also because, they would make Maya would not be Emma 3.0. They would be Emma. It would be Emma 3.0, not 2.0, because they tried to make Claire into the new Emma, and it failed miserably, in a sense. So yeah, was the rubber room needed? Hell no. It just showed how much Simpson was a bad principal in a sense and basically was groveling to people. Just made him look like a total douchebag. And that's the truth. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Thanks for watching.